In this video, I'm going to be ranking every MCC player in a tier list based on their movement skill in MCC. Pretty short and simple, so without further ado, let's just get right into it. Also, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and enjoy. Alright, so first up, we gotta go through the tiers before we get into the actual rankings. First up, we got the best movement players. These are the best players at movement in MCC, so it's probably gonna be anywhere between 10 to 12 players in this tier, I would think. Maybe it's like top 8, to be honest, because like movement's more not as widespread as PvP is in MCC. Anyways, next up we have the great tier, which is basically for players that aren't the best but are still very, very good. Next up we have good. I wanted to put a new tier in here from the last video where I had just great and decent, and I wanted to put good in because you guys said that there are some players that are kind of in between, so I have that. Next up we have decent, which are basically average players at movements, and we have below average, which are players that of course slightly below average or very much below average, depending on what you want to say. And then we have bad, which I'm not going to put that many people in because I don't want to be disrespectful, but there are going to be some people that are going to be in there. Alright, so first up we have 5-up. 5-up is not bad at all. I'll put 5-up in great. I think he is slightly better at movement than he is at PvP. Like I said before, he's more of a strategist than an actual an actual team leader. He's the strategist. You want to put him with someone like Sapnap, as we said in Alright, so first up we have 5-up. I'm up with 5-up in great. I think 5-up is very good at movement. I think he's better at movement more than he is at PvP. So I think he deserves to be in a great tier. Again, he is the strategist of most of the teams he's on. Not this past MCC 26, but when he was with Sapnap. Sapnap was supposed to lead and carry that team. Well, 5-up was supposed to be a really good secondary player and help strategize. But he didn't really do that much strategizing like he's done before. So hopefully he gets back to his 5-up plays and, starts winning and getting to dodgeball more often. I'd like to see 5-up gain a second win in MCC soon. Next up, we have Ant Frost. I think Ant Frost deserves to be in one of the best movement players in MCC. He is very much up there. He's mastered a lot of games like Rocket League Rush, Ace Race. I think he's pretty darn good to get to the other side and whack a fan. I mean, he's not like a top 5, probably not a top 10 player at it, but he's very skillful when it comes down to it. Like if you need to get into dodgeball and Ant Frost is on your team and you have to get to the other side to play, you got a pretty good shot. Next up, we have Ant Venom. Ant Venom is pretty good. I think Ant Venom could improve and get into the good tier. Right now, I'll put Ant Venom in decent, though, just because with more practice, I think he could be in one of these 2 tiers here. I just think he needs more practice. All right, next up, we have Awesome, dude. Sam is pretty good. I'll put him in good. Sam definitely has room to improve like Ant Venom, but I would say his skills are more developed just because he plays Minecraft and he's played longer in MCC, I'll say, than Ant Venom, so I think he's definitely got experience. I think he's better at movement than he is at PvP, if we're all being honest. I think and team games. He's actually very good at team games. I think team games would be his best category, and then movements in a close second, and then of course you have PvP. But I think Sam could be a really good, well-rounded player, and I hope he gets a win in MCC Underdogs. Anyways, next up we have Bad. Like people were saying in the last tier list for PvP, Bad is a very hard player to rank because a lot of the times he doesn't try his hardest in MCC, so it's very hard to rank him, especially with Finn. Finn sometimes doesn't try his hardest, so it's hard to rank Finn as well. So right now I'm going to put Finn and Bad probably in decent, just because it's very hard to rank them when they don't try. Anyways, next up we have Bitzel. Again, Bitzel goes in decent just because I haven't seen him play in a while. I hope he comes back. I really do. Bitzel's a really cool guy, and I think he should return to MCC soon. He's been very active lately in YouTube and on Twitter and everything. So I really hope he decides to come back and play in an MCC soon. Next up, we have Dream. Of course, he's a top 2, top 3, debatably top 2 movement player in all of MCC. So yeah, take it as you will. Whatever you want to play Stream in, he is one of the best movement players. Next up, we got Foolish. I kind of want to put Foolish in great. Foolish has gone crazy lately. Should I? I feel like I should. I don't know. I don't know if I leave him in good. I don't know. I'll put him in great. He's pretty darn good, man. Man, he's like averaging like anywhere between like 22nd to like 15th place in recent events. Like, he's been doing crazy good, and he's one of the most underrated MCC players right now. Like, no one really like kind of realizes that how good he does. Like, he's a very good secondary player to have on your team. And if he's your third player, I don't know what you're doing, man. That is crazy if he's your third best player, because that's a very good team. But yeah, Foolish is very good. I think I would very strongly say that his team games is probably his second best, and movement's probably his best. And PvP, of course, is third. But yeah, Foolish is kind of cracked. Next up, we have Fruit, of course. I think Fruit, personally, is the best movement player in all of MCC. I mean, you could say Illumina is, which I kind of see, because he is the best Ace Race player. He is the best, like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Rocket Spleef Rush. I don't know. I feel like I give the edge to Fruit just because of how cracked he is at, like, just placing, bro, and his clicking. I don't know. It has to be either Dream, Fruit, or Illumina. Like, literally no one compares to those three. Pete's up there, but Illumina, where's Illumina? I'm already just gonna put him at, but these three right here, bro, it's just so uncomparably hard to compare them to anyone. And I guess Pete is also up there, but let's just put him up there. These four right here, the best movement players by far in MCC. There's like no one to compare for them. Maybe you can make it a top three and take out like Pete. But right now, I think these four are uncomparably the best. Sorry, Ant. Next up, we have Fundy. Fundy's great, bro. Fundy is literally his top three games, I think, are all movement games, besides Sand of Time. Sand of Time is his best, I think. And then it's like Hole in the Wall. And then it's, what is it? Is it Ace Race? No, what is it? It's not Rocket Spleef. It's, because he hasn't played Rocket Spleef Rush yet. He hasn't played Meltdown either. I think it's Sand of Time and Hole in the Wall, and then, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. Oh, To Get to the Other Side, it might be. To Get to the Other Side, or it might be Sky Battle. I don't think it's Sky Battle. Anyways, Fundy, we all know Fundy's great. Hopefully, I don't think he's ever going to return to MCC, just because I realized in one of Wolfie's newest videos that he said he doesn't stream anymore because he's so busy. So I don't think Fundy will ever return to MCC, sadly, because he just doesn't want to stream, and you have to stream to play. So that's sad, but I love Fundy. He's one of my favorite MCC players by far. So we have George. George is just great just because of how chaotic he is. Like, his chaos and movement makes him so good and so unpredictable. That's why he's one of the best in MCC. He's just way too unpredictable. Next up, we have Hannah. Hannah goes in great. Hannah is, of course, one of the best MCC players right now, just because of how fast she's improving. She's not improving as fast as Purple did, all right? But Hannah is having her struggles, and she is overcoming it because that's how great Hannah is, all right? Hannah is going to go nuts in MCC 28, whenever the Christmas MCC. She's going to go crazy, all right? Or if they do like MCC 28 at the end of October, or at the end of November, sorry, and they have MCC 29 as the Christmas event, I could see that. So maybe Hannah gets 2 shots to prove us that she's a top 10-ish, top like 15 MCC Season 2 player. I don't know, she'd have to like make huge jumps, like get top 5 in both of those events to make her think so. But right now, she is cracked at movement, and she is great at PvP as well. Next up, we have H-Bomb. Again, H-Bomb, I want to put him in great. Again, I think team-based games are his best games by far, but he is pretty close. I mean, he did lead his team to Dodgeball in Rocket Spleef Rush, and he did very well this past MCC. So that's one plus. And then he's very good at Hole in the Wall just because of his internet. That's another plus. He's good at Sand of Time. That's a team-based game. He's good at Bilmar. That's a team-based game. Grid Runners, team-based game. So, like, 2 out of, like, his top 5 games, I think, are team-based games. You could argue, like, Ace Race is up. I guess Ace Race is up there because he did get first. So I'll say Ace Race. Actually, 3 out of 5 of his top 5 games are movement games. So yeah, I think H does deserve great, and I think he is S tier. All right, you really can't debate it at this point. H just is way too consistently good to be not considered S tier. And he got a first place, and he's tied for the most MCC wins, and he has the most Dodgeball appearances. Like, what do you not need from H to call him S tier at this point, bro? Like, H tier, sure, but H tier at this point is just another word for S tier. Next up, we have Martin. Martin's pretty good. Martin's good at movement. He's a good movement player. JoJo. JoJo is one of the best. JoJo's just nuts. She's nuts. Yeah, JoJo's crazy. She's just cracked, man. We'll put Creek in decent. I love Creek. Give us Creek for MCC 27. Next we have Krinios. Krinios is great, man. I didn't realize how good Krinios was at like movement and just everything in general, man. He's crazy. He's cracked. Like I knew he was good. I didn't think he's still like I didn't think he still had like the movement in him, man. He's nuts. Dave, we got Dave. Dave's a great movement player. Awesome. He's not as great as any of these. Like I put him in one of the best PvPers because that's what he's known for, PvP. But like, come on. Even his sky battle movement's like very smooth, man. So he's gotta be in here. Next up, we have Zeus. Zeus's training arc has paid off so well. Man's literally getting top 20 every single time he plays MCC now. It's like crazy. Zeus is just way too good now. And no one saw it coming. Now this one's interesting. We have the talk of the town right now. Mefs and Calvin. These two guys, or is Calvin? Calvin's not here, yeah. Mefs is only here because he played in MCC 18 and Calvin hasn't played since, 9? But anyways, Mefs, hopefully he will return. He's been somewhat active on Twitter. He's been posting like 1 tweet a week now for the past 2 weeks, I think. So I guess that's somewhat active considering he hasn't posted since like May of last year, I think, something like that. So I mean, that's potentially a good sign that he might return, hopefully. But right now I'll put him in good because I think he still has it. Ace Race has always been one of his best games. Like he's always done really good at Ace Race. So hopefully if he did return for MCC 27, he would get that win. And then if he wanted to, he could just leave MCC forever. But we would all know that he would have that one win. So hopefully he does return just to get that one win, man. That'd just be so wholesome. Next up we have Ponk. Ponk goes in decent, but I think Ponk could improve if he went on a training arc, kind of like Zeus. But I don't think Ponk will, just because he's probably busy with other stuff besides, wanting to improve at MCC. That's fair. Next up, we have Puns. Of course, Puns is going to be up here. Maybe he's in grades. I mean, Puns is actually, no, sorry. That was a dumb idea. My bad, guys. I was about to put Puns in grade, and then I realized, yeah, Puns is actually equally as good as movement as he is in PvP, because I just realized he's cracked at Ace Race. He's very good at Ticketeo side. He's not as great at Rocket Spleef, but he can hold his own. He can get, like, top 20 in Rocket Spleef most of the time. And then for, like, I'm blanking, bro. Oh, Hole in the Wall, he does okay, I guess. Not, he's not standout in Hole in the Wall. What other movement? Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of any movement games, bro? I'm blanking right now. But any other games I've said that Puns is probably decently good at. He is better at PvP, but he is like I said before, he's almost equally as good at movement. Next up, we have Purpled. He's debatably a top 5 movement player right now. It's probably Purpled, Pete, Illumina, Dream, and Fruits. So, yeah, top 5. That's probably it. JoJo's probably a close 6th. And then Ant's debatably 7th. Probably like 7th or 8th. And Puns is probably like 8th, to be honest. Next up, we have Quackity. Quackity goes in bad just because Quackity hasn't played in a while. He's been very, very busy lately. I think it's with what? Isn't he going to law school? I think it was law school, right? But yeah, he's been very, very busy. He hasn't played in MCC, and when he does, he's not great because he does it for the content. Next up, we have Quig. Of course, Quig's going in great, man. He's not great. He's one of the best. All right, Quig is top 10 in movement. Movement's not his thing. Like, I mean, I guess it kind of is because he's so good at Ace Race. But, like, Quig's mostly known for Sky Battle, because Sky Battle makes his average so huge, man. His average is crazy because of Sky Battle. Anyways, next up we have Rambo. I think Rambo deserves a good. He's not great, but I think he's pretty good. I think he might be better at PvP, but I don't think he's as mechanically good as PvP than he is at movement. So, yeah, I think he's slightly better at movement than he is at PvP. I think I put him in great, though, for PvP, so maybe I'm being inaccurate. So hopefully RT's able to come back for MCC 27. Next up we have Ryguy. Again, Ryguy's better at games like Meltdown and Dodgebolt than he is at movements. But like movement's probably his best. No, I don't know. PvP is probably his best. and then it's movement. So like Sky Battle, Meltdown, and Dodge Bolts are his best games, I would say, and then survival games, I guess you could add in there because of MCC 19. So those are probably his 4 best games. I'm counting Dodge Bolt just because he's so good at Dodge Bolt, man. I love Rye Guy and Dodge Bolt. But yeah, in movements, in movements, I think he could hold his own against these people. So I think I'll put him in decent. I think he can improve though. If you had one thing to improve on, it'd be his movement. Let's go, Rye Guy. I love Rye Guy. Next up, we have Sapnap. Of course, Sapnap's one of the best. He's not top 5 like he is in PvP and like he is overall, but he can definitely do very well against a lot of these people in movement. So I'll put Sapnap in a nice, he's actually probably better than Ant. So he's probably like 7th right now. I don't know if he's better than JoJo. That's very debatable. You could say JoJo's better than him. I think you could make that argument. So maybe Sapnap's like 7th or 6th. Next up, we have CBK. Next up, we have SB737. SB is so good, man. He deserves great. SB is so cracked. Movement's his best by far. Man's cracked at movement. Team games is a really close second because he's cracked at Bill Mart, one of the best averages, one of the best Bill Mart players overall. And then Sand of Time is one of his best games as well. So SB is just awesome. Hopefully he's able to return for the Christmas event. That would be awesome. Next up, we have CBK. Of course, CBK isn't great. He's debatably one of the best, but I don't think he's up there with these guys just yet. Because Ace Race is his main movement game, but he's been improving very well at Rockets. He's been improving at Rockets Leaf, but I think he'd do really well if he wasn't on like a laptop in the middle of nowhere, or was it like a hotel or something? But anyways, he could have done way better at Rockets Leaf. And MCC 26 if he was at his normal setup. So yeah, when he's there, I think he could do really well. But when he's not, he doesn't do as great. But it's not as often. So next up, we have Smager. Smager's indecent. I think Smager could hold his own against these people. So I think, yeah. Joel isn't good. He's not great yet. I think these players are all better than Joel moving. But I think Joel could hold his own against a lot of these people here. So Joel is definitely good. He's one of the best MCC. He's one of the most consistent, actually, right now. So yeah, hopefully he keeps that up. Next up, we have Sneak. Sneak isn't good, too, as well. I really like Sneak. I really hope he's able to join, or he's able to return for the Christmas event like he did last year, because that's when he won last year. Wasn't? No, it was November. Oh, yeah, it was November, sorry. No, it wasn't. It was Christmas. Yeah, he won in Christmas. I always get MCC 19. I always forget if it's in November or December, but it was the Christmas event, so he won. So hopefully he's able to go 2 for 2 in the season 2 Christmas events at least. So we have Sylvie. Sylvie's cracked, bro. I think Sylvie deserves to be in the good tier, but Sylvie could easily be up here. She's just improved way more PvP than she has in movement lately, I feel like. So yeah, Sylvie is in here. Next we have Tapo. Of course we're putting Tapo in great. Tapo is nasty at movement. Tapo is nasty at movement. He's one of the best to get to the other side players. I mean, it doesn't show statistically, at least, but like, come on, man. Like, if you want someone to be really good to get to your side and you already have like the top 5 players taken, Tapo is a pretty close secondary player you want on your team if you're gonna do like to get to your side. Next up, we have Techno. Rest in peace to the Blood God himself. And of course, he is one of the best movement players. He is a top 2 MCC player of all time. That's just how dominant he was. Techno is just too good. He's too good. Rest in peace. It'd be cool to see her in MCC 27. Next up, we have Tommy in it. I'll put Tommy in great, because he when he's not doing it for content, or when he's not fooling around with Jack, because there's no way Tommy and Jack are ever gonna win MCC together, because Jack just does not make Tommy good at all. Like, Jack just fools around way too much, and Tommy is not able to focus. I'd be very surprised if they're able to win MCC together someday. Next up, we have Tubbo. Tubbo goes in good, but like, I think Tubbo, again, if you wanted to, he could really do great in movements. It's just that he doesn't try as much. In last MCC, he did get drunk, so it definitely holds him back sometimes. Next up, we have Wilbur Soot. Wilbur goes in decent. Captain. Wilbur goes in decent. He is the how do I put it? The Ace Race legend. So yeah, I'll put Wilbur in decent. Wilbur is a mastermind in a good way. Next up, we have Wisp. Wisp is I'll put Wisp in decent. Wisp is definitely probably in here if it was PvP, or debatably in here if he actually did try hard and if he still had some of his UHC skill, but I don't think he does really because he just doesn't play UHC as much, I think. So yeah, right now I'll put him in decent. But if it was PvP, he'd probably be in one of the upper tiers. Next up, we have Preston, one of my favorite MCC players personally. I'll put Preston in decent. I think Preston could really improve this upcoming MCC and MCC 27. Maybe he leads the team. He probably won't. He'll probably be a secondary player. But if they have like someone from like Rising, like Boofster and Preston on the same team, that's actually going to be a cracked duo because they're going to do really well. So hopefully he gets a really good team leader. Maybe he is a team leader. He probably won't be just because he hasn't played an MCC. He hasn't played consistently at all in MCC, so he probably won't have. He probably can't be or won't be a team leader. But hopefully he's able to get the win in MCC 27. I think he has a really good shot. Actually, he's one. I really want him to win. Anyways, next up and last, but certainly not least, we have the one, the only, the Minecraft legend himself, Dan TDM. And last but certainly not least, we have the Minecraft legend himself, Dan TDM, as he would put it in his English accent. And yeah, Dan's a below average. He doesn't play in MCC anymore. I don't think he ever will, unless he wants to come back and try to get one more shot at a win, which would be cool, because that'd be a cool little like last hurrah for Dan, or even for Mefs or Calvin if they wanted to come back and do a last hurrah, which is unlikely for all three of them. But if one of them came back, that would be cool. Like, it would actually just be so hype if just one of them out of those three came back. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, guys, this is going to do it for my MCC movement player rankings. Hope you guys did enjoy. These are the final rankings if you wanted to see it one last time. And yeah, comment down below any disagreements you have with my rankings, because I would be very interested to see what your guys' thoughts are. And yeah, have a great day. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below and click on one of these videos to keep on watching my content. Anyways, peace.